Hi, in this video, I will explain what the CPK is, and why it is so important for Poland and Europe. Let's start with the basics. What is the Central Communication Port? The Central Communication Port, in Polish Centralny Port Komunikacyjny, CPK for short, is an air, rail and road communication hub to be built in central Poland. The need to build the CPK was talked about already, before 2015. However, these plans were given real shape by the resolution of the Council of Ministers from 2017 entitled Concept of Preparation and Implementation of the Solidarity Port Investment Central Communication Port for the Republic of Poland. A year later, the Special Act on CPK was signed. The state-owned company established in 2018 will be responsible for its construction, Centralny Port Komunikacyjny SPZOO. If all the plans related to the port assumed by the government will be implemented, it will become one of the largest and most important investments in the history of Poland. Why is it supposed to be close to Warsaw? Because this way it will be close to the center of Poland, with roads and highways connecting it to the biggest cities in Poland. Except for this, Warsaw is responsible for about 40 to 50% of the total air traffic in this country. When is it planned to be completed? The CPK is to be built in the communes of Baranow, Terracin and Łyszczycki. It will be located approximately 40 kilometers southwest of Warsaw, which is the capital city of Poland. Construction works are scheduled to last until 2035. Why does Poland want to build the Central Communication Port? The main argument in favor of building is the insufficient capacity of Warsaw's airport, the regularly growing size of the Warsaw agglomeration, and the growing number of inhabitants in the capital. If everything goes according to plan, CPK may become one of the 10 biggest airports in the world with a capacity of up to 100 million passengers, when fully completed, and in the moment of putting it into use it is expected to have the capacity of 40 million people. Arguments for and against building the CPK. On one side, Central Eastern Europe does not have adequate access to a transfer airport, and its countries must use the infrastructure of countries such as Germany, Great Britain or France, which are currently struggling to provide capacity. At the same time, we cannot forget that Poland is a transit country, and probably the most important in the region. CPK may become one of the biggest airports in Europe and in the world. Some people say that the port is unnecessary megalomania. That is, however, not true, because long-term trends indicate that air traffic will rise in the coming years and decades, possibly from about 80 to almost 120 million people until the year 2040. Another argument in favor of its creation is the fact that the expansion of the Warsaw airports would be extremely costly, mostly because of the high prices for building grounds around the capital, and hard to pull through, because of the legal aspects, e.g. noise, pollution, and so on. Additionally, these airports will not be able to have the capacity that the CPK will have. The Central Communication Port will be of great economic and geopolitical importance as well as a great opportunity for Poland. The high cost of the investment will pay itself off within about a dozen years. On the other side, the cost of the investment is very high and skeptics say that the cost might not pay itself back. Another argument against it is the high risk associated with the hazards that involve its creation. It is also unsure how well the valuation was done and whether the time needed to build the port was realistically estimated, taking into account how often mistakes are made when estimating the duration of state investments. Will the CPK actually be built after change of government in Poland? The investment was put forward by the former government, that was changed in October 2023. The new government, consisting of 3 political parties, were most promised in their election campaign to abandon the project, saying it's unnecessary and creates too many costs. It is unsure, however, whether the new government will keep their promise and abolish the project or not. The Central Communication Port is likely to be built, especially since various companies, such as Vinci Airports and IFM Global Infrastructure Fund, have shown interest in investing in the project. What do you think about this investment? Do you think it should be abolished or not? Make sure to leave a comment. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel.